Hello, my YouTube family. I'm getting prepped for my competition this Saturday where I will be going after that world record total I was talking about in the previous video. Now, I have a few clips from my workouts last week my last few heavy sessions. Now, unfortunately, I shot all these clips vertical style, so you're gonna have to bear with me there. But I'm gonna be talking about what we're doing, why we're hitting these certain numbers, and my thought process going into this meet. So stay tuned. All right, we got a warm-up set here at 495. Now my depth on this set was not that good. Probably about parallel, could probably get down a little bit lower. My warm-up sets are usually about 2 parallel, and then once I start getting to my working sets, I'm good on depth. That's definitely something I should be working on in this off season, is making sure I spend a little bit more time with my warm-up sets and making sure they are at depth. 720 here. Little slow on the way down just because I was probably being a little too cautious. I have that weight. It's very easy. I should probably be a little faster. As you can tell, I just popped right back up. That's 95% of my my max I have done so far. So the weight itself is not that crazy. It's not that crazy heavy, but it forces me to pay attention, and it's perfect for at the time of these videos. I was about 2 weeks out, so it's a perfect time to be hitting around 95% of your max. Now here you see me warming up for my bench press. It's going to be about 500 pounds, which again is 95% of my tested max. 480 here, goes up nice and fast. Now I was super happy with the performance today. Because I spent all day moving my brother from one apartment to another, and this was late at night, so I was under a bit of fatigue and not in, let's say, optimal circumstances. Now, why am I super happy with that? Is because I know if I can hit these numbers this good in suboptimal circumstances, when I go in competition and all my circumstances are, they should be optimal, these numbers are going to fly. Boom, 500 there, no lift off, perfect setup, super happy with the performance. Now we move on to one back off set, 415 for 5. This time, before my competition, is I love the most, because when you're peaking, you feel like the strongest person in the world. I feel like no weight is difficult for me. Everything clicks. Which is perfect. And not all the time it's going to feel like this during training, but when you're peaking, it should. Boom. Nice solid pauses, especially here on the last rep. You'll see I felt like I could hold on my chest and press it off any day of the week right here. Boom. I'm solid. I feel the strongest I have ever felt before in my entire life, so I'm very happy with how everything's moving. Now we're going to do close grip banded press. To be honest with you guys, I am not too sure how heavy the bands are, but I have been using these red bands my entire training block, and that's the most important thing. I'll tell my clients this too when they're trained. I'll put down like a lat pull down, and they're like, well, do I do a neutral grip, a wide grip? And I say, use whatever feels the most comfortable, and use that during the entire block. And that's an important thing when we're training. We don't want too much variation too often. So with whatever we do, we kind of want to do the same thing similarly throughout the block. Now, when you get to smaller isolation exercises like this chest fly machine, this was not programmed. It was just typical cable chest fly. But for a small isolation exercise like this, and I'm traveling and this is my home gym, I just wanted to use this machine because I remember loving it so much. With these chest flies, I'm not just pulling my arms together. And you can see if you watch closely, I'm squeezing my chest, but I'm also what we call protracting my back. So there's retraction, you're pulling your shoulders back, and then protracting, you're pulling your shoulders forward. I'm engaging a little bit more than just merely my pec, but I'm also engaging my serratus anterior, my pec minor, and everything like that while I get this pump in to make this a little, I don't know a better word than quote unquote functional. Not saying your typical chest fly isn't functional, because when you build a muscle, that's functional. Then we got bent over rows here. Again, they didn't have a seal row, which is what was programmed, so I just had to do some bent over rows. The weight felt very nice. I got a great contraction, nothing too heavy. Finishing up this workout with a single arm overhead machine tricep extension. Again, this machine I absolutely love, so I wanted to use it when I was training here at Iron Culture. This was the gym that I used to go to when I was a little bit younger in high school, in my last couple of years of high school. This machine always feels really good. Get a nice tricep pump. Try to take it to about an RP 9, 10 on the sets here. I could probably have squeezed out one more rep there, but it would probably have been ugly. So sometimes I'll tell my clients to leave a safety rep in the tank. You should, for large compound movements, you should typically always leave a safety rep in your tank, or basically cap it all the time at an RP9. Sometimes with isolation stuff, you can go to true failure. And determining that failure is a little bit more of an advanced lifter's capability. You have to be a little bit more of an advanced lifter. When you're a novice, you're probably not going to hurt yourself because your body just doesn't necessarily really know what it's doing. So going to failure is not as big of a deal. All right, finishing up the workout here. If you guys got any coaching questions, please check out my website, tankstrengthcoaching.com, and email me at tankstrengthcoaching@gmail.com. Have a good one.